You stated for the record today that you did not have a gun.
No, I didn't.
You also stated for the record that you had a warrant for parole at the time.
I did.
Can you state for the record the stipulations of parole and being around a gun?
Yeah. You're not supposed to be around a gun on parole.
Did you know that Toni had a gun on the way over there?
Yes, I did.
Wouldn't that violate your parole?
Yeah. I served my violation.
At the time, you stated on record today that she emptied her purse on the table to look for something, correct?
Right.
And you're also stating that she put her gun on the table.
Yes.
Is it true that, first of all, do you see the detective that interviewed you in the courtroom today?
I don't remember what he looks like. I think I remember his name, though. Hornacek, I'm pretty sure. No, I can't remember the face, though, but the name.
Okay. Do you remember what date that was when you were interviewed by Detective Hornacek?
I don't. It had to be, I'll say that'd be some beginning, or somewhere around the beginning of August. Maybe the middle, I'm not quite sure.
You stated on record today that you didn't see Adam Wright with a gun until what was shown on camera?
No, I didn't say that. I said later until later on in the confrontation. I didn't know he had a gun when I first got there,
Okay.
no.
Can you state for the court how Can you state for the court how you bit my face? Was I standing up? Was I laying on the ground?
You were standing up.
Did I ever fire any shots at you?
I'm pretty sure going towards the floor. The gun went off. I'm pretty fighting, but you know what? To be honest, I don't remember. Besides, actually, yeah. Yeah, actually, you fired a shot.
You're stating on record that I fired a shot at you.
While we was wrestling?
Before the altercation or the rise to the affray, well, back to the day you were being interviewed by Detective Hornacek. Do you remember telling Detective Hornacek that I was acting weird?
I don't remember. I don't remember telling him that. I don't remember telling him that, but I might have.
Do you remember When you got out of the vehicle before you came up there, did you have a gun on you or in your hand?
No.
You stated on record today that the only reason why you were there was to kick it, correct? Or
Yes. I was there to talk to Slim and have a good time, yes.
were you there to sell any drugs?
No. Do drugs? Yeah, sure.
So you weren't there to sell pills?
No.
Did you ever tell Toni the reasons why you were coming over there?
Yeah, of course.
Mr. Fields, are you high right now?
What kind of question is that?
Answer it, sir.
No, ma'am, I'm not. No, I'm not high.
Prior to us wrestling over this gun, you stated that Toni dumped her purse out and set her gun on the table.
I didn't say she dumped her purse out. I said she was going through her purse.
And you also stated that you didn't feel threatened by me in any form or fashion, correct?
No.
Do you remember what you said to Detective Hornacek in your...
I don't.
Do you remember ever stating that I bugged out?
You did bug out
At what point did I bug out?
when you had that damn gun in your hand.
You don't remember threatening me and telling me I wasn't going to make it home to my children that night?
Absolutely not.
Do you remember telling me or saying, do you remember saying that sometimes people get caught up in situations and they don't know what they're in?
No.
Do you remember taking my cell phone and checking it for an app?
No.
You claim that, or you stated today that Adam was in the kitchen, correct?
Yes.
You didn't see Adam with the gun out before then?
No.
Do you remember Adam pistol whipping me?
I remember hitting you, him hitting you.
You remember him hitting me with a closed fist or the gun?
I don't know whether he hit you with a gun or a fist, but I know he hit you.
Mr. Fielders, you were interviewed twice, correct?
Interview, you talking about as far as the detectives go, or are you talking about combined with the prosecutor?
No, as far as the detective go.
I interviewed once.
Do you remember speaking with him over the phone?
I do. I did talk to him on the phone.
That's considered an interview.
I guess so, yeah. All right, so yes.
During your interview, do you remember telling him that you and Toni felt uncomfortable when you were trying to leave?
I remember saying that she was ready to go, yes. I do remember saying that. And I was letting my phone charge up. We were getting ready to leave.
During that interview, which is the interview at the jail, do you remember telling Detective Hornacek that how can I put it? I was talking crazy. Correct?
I do remember that.
Can you clarify, what do you mean by I was talking crazy?
I remember sitting in the living room, we were having a conversation, and some of the shit you were saying I wasn't picking up on. I didn't understand, but here's another thing. I was getting high back then, so I wasn't in the greatest state of mind. My life wasn't together, man. What's that got to do with anything?
Stop asking questions, sir, and no more cussing. Next question, Mr. Nixon.
Do you remember in your interview stating that I was talking crazy and you and Toni wanted to leave?
You just asked me that, and I said yes, Toni wanted to leave.
If Toni wanted to leave, why would she pull her gun out?
She was going through her purse.
If Toni and you felt uncomfortable, why would Toni pull her gun out?
She didn't pull her gun out. She set it on the table.
If you and her felt uncomfortable, why would she sit a gun on the table?
Why wouldn't she? She's going through her purse. She didn't think you were going to grab her gun and kill her.
Okay, can we just stop talking about what somebody else thinks? Because nobody knows what she was thinking.
Well, I mean,
or
that
what.
answers his
Sir,
question.
Sir.
I don't want to talk to him
Well,
anymore. He murdered my girl.
Stop
I don't want to keep talking to him.
Mr. Fielders, in case you're unsure of who's in control of
I
this
get it.
courtroom,
I get it.
It's not you.
Well, I get it.
It's me.
I get
and
it.
so when I tell you to stop talking, you stop talking till a question is answered. And if you don't want to answer any more questions, your whole testimony will be stricken from the record, and I will not consider it while I'm deliberating. Ask your next question, Mr. Nixon.
If you and Toni felt uncomfortable, why didn't you just leave?
We were getting ready to leave.
Your Honor, I would ask to play his recorded interview.
For purposes of what?
Impeachment.
Impeaching what?
His whole testimony.
What did he say that was inconsistent with his statement?
He stated that he never
Not
met.
what he stated in this, what he did testify here to today.
Yes, today he testified that he never met me before. He also stated, or he testified today, that she was going through her purse and she wasn't emptying it out.
I didn't say that, bro.
Okay, stop, sir. He's not asking you a question, he's talking to me. And
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a hard pill to swallow.
guess what? Stop talking. Go ahead, Mr. Nixon.
Driver's side. That's another driver's side. Further down. Oh. It's this one. Yeah, I guess.
All right, is this going to be Defense Exhibit A?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
So,
Hey, go ahead, I'm 13 now. $17. $17. We'll have one male in custody at this time. There's a firearm in this vehicle. Right. John David William, 7921.
Copy.
Who's with this dude?
1-5.
Who's with him?
I just drove
1-5.
up here, but I had to get a hold of
We're gonna be out.
Yeah, you were driving. I know.
I wasn't driving.
right there at 140 timestamp, Officer Costley, I don't know, Costy, stated that she was driving the vehicle.
Ask her a question.
Is that not you stating that?
I believe I was speaking to you.
I was already at the,
Ask a question and stop testifying.
okay. How could you be talking to me if I'm already at the other squad car, your partner, well, your squad car, and your body cam shows that you were speaking with the young lady, Samantha Lamp, and she answered you? Is that not correct?
No.
Can I play it one more time, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Who's with this dude?
1-5.
Who's with him?
I just drove
1-5.
up here, but I had to get a hold of
We're gonna be out.
Yeah, you were driving. I know.
I wasn't driving.
Is that not you stating to her that you were driving?
I was not stating to her, I was stating to you. You stated you were driving in the background, if you can hear in the video.
Okay, I'll play it one more time, and I'll turn it up.
Who's with this dude?
1-5.
Who's with him?
I just drove
1-5.
up here, but I had to get a hold of
We're gonna be out.
Yeah, you were driving. I know.
I wasn't driving.
Would you lean against this car right here for me? And don't.
I don't hear, this video clearly shows you answering to her.
Mr. Nixon, ask a question. That's a fact for me to decide.
Yes, ma'am. Once again, I just wanted to know am I driving the vehicle if I'm at the window, already have ordered, You could have never seen me or visibly seen me driving unless you have me on camera driving.
What's the question?
How did you see me driving if I'm at the window?
We did not see you driving the vehicle. We saw you exit the driver's side of the vehicle in the parking lot of Circle K.
So is it safe to say that I may have put something in the vehicle?
Yes.
So improper handling of a motor vehicle is technically driving. So if you didn't see me driving, how can you say that I was driving? Like, that makes no sense.
Objection?
Sustained.
It's argumentative. No further questions, Your Honor. So,
Hey, go ahead in 13 now. $17. $17 will have one male in custody at this time. There's a firearm in this vehicle. Right.
Good.
John David William, 7921.
Copy.
Who's with this dude?
1-5.
Who's with him?
I just drove
1-5.
here, but I had to get a phone call.
We're gonna be out.
Yeah, you were driving. I know.
I wasn't driving.
right there at 140 timestamp, Officer Costley, I don't know, Costy, stated that she was driving the vehicle.
Ask her a question.
Is that not you stating that?
I believe I was speaking to you.
I was already at the,
Ask a question and stop testifying.
okay. How could you be talking to me if I'm already at the other squad car, your squad car, and your body cam shows that you were speaking with the young lady, Samantha Lamp, and she answered you? Is that not correct?
No.
Can I play it one more time, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Who's with this dude?
1-5.
Who's with him?
I just drove
1-5.
here, but I had to get a phone call.
We're gonna be out.
Yeah, you were driving. I know.
I wasn't driving.
Is that not you stating to her that you were driving?
I was not stating to her. I was stating to you. You stated you were driving in the background, if you can hear in the video.
Okay, I'll play it one more time, and I'll turn it up.
Who's with this dude?
1-5.
Who's with him?
I just drove
1-5.
here, but I had to get a phone call.
We're gonna be out.
Yeah, you were driving. I know.
I wasn't driving.
Would you lean against this car right here for me? And don't.
I don't hear. This video clearly shows you answering to her.
Objection.
Mr. Nixon, ask a question. That's a fact for me to decide.
Yes, ma'am. Once again, I just wanted to know am I driving the vehicle if I'm at the window, already have ordered. You could have never seen me or visibly seen me driving unless you have me on camera driving.
What's the question?
How did you see me driving? if I'm at the window?
We did not see you driving the vehicle. We saw you exit the driver's side of the vehicle in the parking lot of Circle K.
So is it safe to say that I may have put something in the vehicle?
Yes.
So improper handling of a motor vehicle is technically driving. So if you didn't see me driving, how can you say that I was driving? Like, that makes no sense.
Objection.
Sustained.
It's argumentative. Did Adam Wright know we were friends?
Yes.
Did me and you have consensual sex?
One time, yes.
Was Adam Wright there?
He was in the living room, I assume.
So you're stating for the record your ex-boyfriend was in the living room while me and you were having consensual sex?
We were all in the living room before that.
Can you answer my question, please?
Yes.
So you did not give consent for Brian or Toni to be in your home?
No. I had left.
But you were fine with it when they came back, correct?
It seemed like everybody was getting along. Everybody was laughing, so I didn't have a problem with it.
So there wasn't any, you testified that they stated that there wasn't any problems, there wasn't any arguments. Was there any arguments prior to this day between me, you, Adam, or anybody else in the house?
I don't remember.
Do you remember any type of discrepancies between Adam and Brian prior to the incident?
I know that a couple days before that, they were ironing out some issues that they had from in the past. Other than that, no.
Did that alarm you in any way?
No.
So, just for clarification, you never seen anyone in your home prior to the incident with a gun?
I do not recall. I don't remember seeing a gun at all. I don't like guns. And Adam and all them, everybody knows me. I don't deal with guns.
Did I have a gun?
I don't remember, no.
You don't remember or no?
You didn't bring one.
Do you remember taking Adam to Brian's house to iron out the issues that you spoke of?
I do.
Do you remember your demeanor at the time?
No.
Do you remember crying?
No, but everything is so long ago, I don't remember every detail.
Do you remember claiming or saying to the defendant that they're going to kill Adam if we take him to Brian's house?
No.
So it's considered your home and Ron's, correct?
Yes.
Would you say that you were entertaining all the guests that day?
Right up until I left, yes.
Correct. So, did you find it odd that you didn't let Brian and Toni in, but they were there?
I never thought that anything like this would happen in my own home, so I didn't think anything of it.
Do you remember the conversation? Well, do you remember being in the living room, knelt down at the table prior to the incident?
Putting the wall mural together, yes.
Do you remember Brian acting any type of weird or crazy way?
No. You, him, and Adam was in the kitchen
Do you
talking.
do you remember Brian saying anything about a whisper app or a spy app?
Do you know? Doesn't mean you have to tell me what he said, but
I don't
are
recall.
you aware of that conversation?
I don't recall, no. We were having our own conversation in the living room.
Prior to you getting up and leaving into your own room to hang up lights, do you remember how I was being or acting?
As I said earlier, everybody seemed normal. Everybody seemed to be getting along fine.
That is a still photo from a video he has in Discovery.
No, it isn't. I do not have that video on
We're not
Discovery.
arguing. Okay, we're not arguing. So, did you show him? Can you show him the
I
picture?
absolutely can. I can show
And
the
it's a
video.
still picture from where?
A body-worn camera that is in evidence that he has.
All right. Your objection's noted and overruled, but show him the picture, which you did not do before you posted it. All right. Anything else, Miss Easter?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Nixon, questions of Mr. Crew?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Crew, I believe you testified today. You said everyone was getting along in the apartment prior to the incident, leading up to the incident. Everyone was getting along, correct?
Yes.
You said we were doing drugs and we were up for days, correct?
Yes.
Where would you happen to know where the drugs were coming from?
No, I don't know where everyone was getting their drugs from.
Do you know where you were getting your drugs from?
Well, yeah.
You said that you don't know Adam, or no, you said that you didn't know Brian prior to this incident?
Correct.
So, before that night, you never met Brian, excuse me.
No.
You stated that me and Angel argued prior to the incident as well, correct?
Yes.
Would you happen to know what that argument was about?
I think she wanted you to go home and get some sleep. But I mean, there was more to it. There was something before that. I don't know what it was, but I know she was wanting you to go home and get some sleep.
Did I leave?
No. I don't believe so, no.
You also stated today on the record that Angel and Tony and Brian were in the driveway prior to the incident, correct?
Yes.
Did you happen to see Brian with a gun?
No, I didn't.
Did Angel call anyone in the home when Tony and Brian were in the driveway?
I don't remember if she made a call or not.
You also stated today that Adam Wright had a gun prior to the incident, but you never seen him pull it out.
I mean, yeah, he did have a gun. I mean, if he had it on him, he had it on him. If he was sitting down, it may have been sitting down beside him. I mean, he didn't. I'd never seen him walking around just like twirling around or nothing. No, he either had it on him or, you know, or close to him.
Okay. Today you stated on record that you guys talked to Brian and Tony before they went up there. Could you explain to court or elaborate what you spoke to them about?
Well, Angel really talked to him, and she more or less just told him that we was going to the store. You know, we'd be right back. She let him know who was up in the apartment, and you know, just told him to go ahead and go on up.
Did Brian ask who was in the apartment, or was that volunteered information?
I believe Angel just told him who was up there.
Mr. Crew, do you still get high?
No, I don't.
You know you're under oath, correct?
Yes.
Are you high today?
No, I'm not.
You stated today that you guys pulled out rolled out a poster or a sticker of some sort, correct?
Yes.
What was the material of that sticker?
It was paper. It was a heavy poster paper. It was just a regular poster.
And you stated it was 3 feet wide, 4 feet tall, correct?
Yes.
And you also stated that you put that poster back in the closet?
Yes.
Can you explain to the court what that poster came in?
A clear plastic, just a clear plastic cover that it was like a sleeve for the poster.
And what was that? And what was it? Was it just the poster, or was it inside of something else?
Yeah, it was just the poster.
So you didn't take it out of anything besides that plastic sleeve, correct?
Correct. I didn't take it out of anything besides that. That's what I've seen it in.
You stated today that me and Tony were sitting next to each other in the living room prior to the incident.
Yes.
You also stated that I was never threatened by anyone in the home, including you.
Yeah, as far as I know, no one threatened you, and I never did.
You also stated today that you do not own a machete, correct?
Correct.
You never seen the actual shooting. Is that safe to say?
Yes, I've never seen it.
You testified today stating that a bullet came through the wall and it grazed you in the chin.
Yes.
You stated today that you pistol whipped me in the process of trying to save Adam from me being on top of him with a gun, correct?
Brian,
I mean, yeah, Brian, yeah.
I don't know how well I connected, but I know that I did try to hit you with my weapon. If I didn't, it is unknown to me. Like I said, it was a kind of panic situation.
When you did that, where was you standing? Like, where were you at? And like, where were we at? What was going on?
I cannot say exactly where you guys were in the living room, but you were in the living room somewhere.
Okay. Do you know if you was facing towards the door or facing towards Angel's room?
I came into the back door. Like, sir, I don't.
Okay, so the question was, were you facing the front door or were you facing Angel's room?
When I hit him,
Yes.
I'm going to say I was facing towards like the TV.
Okay.
Because like you guys were facing the kitchen, like, and I came into the back door, which would put us face to face, kind of.
Okay. When you pistol whipped me, did your gun discharge accidentally?
Absolutely not.
Did you ever rack your pistol at any point?
I did not.
Do you know the color of the bullets that was in your pistol?
I cannot remember.
Did you ever rack your gun, or did Brian rack your gun, or chamber, shall I say, chamber a bullet when you guys were in the kitchen?
I did not chamber a round. I cannot state if he did or not. Like I said, I was in a panic situation, and I've told you like what had happened. I handed my gun, and I got underneath the table.
I understand. So is it safe to say that your gun was operable? That it fired?
I cannot say that my gun fired. I can say that my gun was more than likely operable. I didn't test fire it.
Can you state for the court how many times you heard gunshots?
I never stated at any time how many gunshots.
No, I'm asking you, did you hear any gunshots? And if you did, how many did you hear?
I don't know how many I heard. My ears were just ringing. It was hard for me to hear anything.
So you said that you left the apartment through the back door. You pointed the gun at me because I was trying to come out. And you also stated that Brian wasn't there at that time, right? When you did that, you pointed.
It was me and you. When I exited the first time, you were the one that were behind me. I don't know where Brian was. I did not see Brian. I was trying to keep you inside of the apartment.
And you said you ran down the street, several houses maybe? Is that what you said?
If I ran down the street, any houses, I only made it to 2 at the most.
Okay. And you said you heard Brian yell for you?
I did.
And that is when you climbed back up, correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a video I would like to play.
What is it?
The video of everyone exiting the home.
And what's the relevance?
The defendant is, the witness is stating that he climbed back into the apartment, and that video shows something different.
Go ahead. You gotta plug the click share back in, Mr. Perry. Is this going to be G, Exhibit G? Okay, thank you. Excuse me.
God bless you. If you sneeze, I didn't know.
Oh, thank you, but it was a call. Go back down to the yellow folder at the bottom.
DLC. Mr. Wright, can you tell by the video, can you tell who that is?
Yep, that's myself.
Okay. Mr. Wright, can you tell who that is leaving?
It's Brian Fielders.
Mr. Wright, can you tell who that is?
It's you.
So I guess the dilemma I'm having is if you were the first to leave, then Brian left, and then I left, at what point did you come back and pistol with me?
Okay. So when I got stuck into the doorway, like, listen, I just have to state this is a traumatic experience for me. Okay, like,
Answer the question, sir.
I might not have jumped off the balcony. Like, yeah, I was dazed, I was confused, but like, what I said had happened, I might not have jumped off the balcony. Like, I've stated to the detective when he questioned me, I felt like there was a piece of this tape that was missing.
Your Honor, is it possible that I can play the the witness's interview?
For what purpose?
He doesn't remember what he said to the detective.
Ms. Easter?
Thank you, Your Honor. The proper,
No, what I think he said was, what he just said, was that when he was talking to the detective, he said there's a piece of this video missing, not a piece of Detective Hornacek's questioning missing. And so, again, ask him the question about his statements to Detective Hornacek. You have to establish that there's an inconsistency first.
Yes, ma'am. So is it true that you stated to Detective Hornacek that Brian called you back? You ran a couple houses down, or however many houses you say you ran, and Brian called you back, and you were already out of the apartment by this time. You heard, you don't know, you said, I believe you said something like the universe opened up, or by the grace of God, or something, that you heard Brian call you, and you ran back, you climbed up, went back through the apartment into the living room, said that I was on top of Brian with a gun to his head, you pistol whipped me, and then that's when you and Brian were able to escape, correct?
I said when I came back around the corner, Brian was face down on the floor. You were on top of him with a gun. And then when you seen me and I had my weapon drawn and upped on you, you did the same thing that you did the first time I pointed my weapon at you, threw the gun in the middle of the floor, put your hands up and said, I don't want to die. That's when I ran up and hit you with the weapon.
But my question was, is this what you said, what I just said, is that what you said to the detective, yes or no? Did you said that you climbed back in, seen me on top of Brian.
Yes, that's what I said, yes.
Does this video depict that?
Like I've said from the beginning, I felt like there was a piece of this video that was missing.
Answer the question, though. Does that video
This
depict-
video does not.
Thank you. So your request, Mr. Nixon, is denied because he's admitted that's what he said to Detective Hornacek. He just said, he told Detective Hornacek that he climbed back up the balcony. So there's nothing inconsistent. Whether or not he's changing his statement now, that's what's happening in the courtroom. But as for his statements to the detective, he's agreed that's what he's told him.
Okay. You stated to the detective during your interview on September 24th, 2024, that things were weird that night and Quinton Nixon and Brian Fielders were tweaking out on drugs. Correct?
I said that we were all high on drugs.
Listen to the question. Did you tell
Yes.
that to Detective Hornacek?
Maybe not those exact words, but like, yeah, in a roundabout way, yeah.
You stated that they were talking with each other about a conspiracy theory with an app called Whisper, some kind of spy app, correct?
Correct.
You also stated to the detective that things were strange the whole night, correct?
Correct.
So earlier you testified stating that everything was fine. We were all getting along and correct?
Correct. I said that there was no aggression the whole time that we were around one another. I didn't say everything was comfortable the whole entire time. I said that there was nobody aggressive towards anybody the whole time we were around one another.
You also stated to the detective that Tony's gun was laying on the living room table and you weren't sure if it was in the holster. You don't remember seeing the holster, though. That's what you said, correct?
Correct, sir. I didn't have a mental note because I didn't know anything was going to happen. It's not something that I could put a Post-it note on. No disrespect, but I mean, I feel like these are rhetorical questions.
Okay, so again, you know how it's going to go so much faster if you would stop editorializing and just answer the question? Please, or we're never going to get through this testimony. Go ahead, Mr. Nixon, next question.
In your... Do you remember how you described Brian in your interview as far as the type of person he is?
I do not.
Earlier you testified that the gun was between Toni and Brian on the couch.
No.
You saying no, you didn't testify to that?
Correct.
So where was the gun?
On the table in between all four of us.